we had a newsy week in college football, starting with the SEC. Before September starts, we are treated to so many good matchups. Florida and Utah, one of them opens up on Thursday Night Football on ESPN. And all eyes will be looking forward to that Week 2 meeting between Texas and Alabama that Texas almost got a year ago. That will air right here on ESPN. Paul Finebaum now, as I live and breathe the official mayor of Destin, Florida, joining us now. Hey, Paul, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey announced Thursday at the spring meetings that the league approved a temporary 8-game conference schedule for 2024 when Texas and OU joined the league. Also in that decision was the conference is going away from the East and West divisions. Grade this decision from the 8-game schedule to the no divisions.
See, Matt, you were a good student and you didn't get what I'm about to give this league. I got all kinds of incompletes, and the professor would say, hey, do some better work and I'll see if I can pass you. It was a rough week for the SEC perceptively, but Matt, don't jump to too many conclusions, because I think next year the SEC will move the table down the can down the road and go to 9. They were prepared to, and there was all kinds of resistance. And surprisingly, from the most influential person in the league, and that's Nick Saban. Nick Saban has been campaigning for 9 games for 13 years. What happened when he found out that Alabama was supposed to see as its permanent opponents Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee? He suddenly didn't like it. What's so interesting about LSU and Tennessee? Those are the 2 teams that cost him getting into the playoff last year, Matt.
Yeah, in optics, though, because you add Texas and Oklahoma, who are traditional powers in college football, the SEC from outsiders gets picked at quite a bit. With the optics of staying at 8, you think that's just going to be a one-year stint before they move to that 9? Because you can't add 2 powers and still keep it at 8 games.
I agree with you, Matt, but being down in Destin with all the coaches and ADs and presidents, they really don't care what the optics are, because they are the SEC, and they've won 13 out of the last 17 national championships, including 4 straight. So, and the Commissioner Sankey told me, hey, the optics weren't too bad out in LA a couple of months ago when Georgia was eviscerating TCU 65-7.
That's just it. They can schedule out a conference all they want. When it comes down to the playoff, it's going to be something the SEC typically does, which is making it into the national championship games. I love the no divisions. It's going to be good for the conference. Also a big topic this week tends to be around college football, specifically the SEC name, image, and likeness. What did you learn on this front?
I learned that there is the same conversation going on today that was going on last year and the year before. They don't have a solution. So what is the SEC going to do? They're going to Washington next week. The commissioner, the presidents, Nick Saban, coaches, and they're going to try to influence Congress. Matt, go up and down the news channel. That is not going to happen, but they feel like bringing the heavy guns of the conference, talking to senators and congressmen. Maybe someone will listen, but with a presidential election a year ago, as if anyone needed me to say that, it won't happen.
May I remind, I think the SEC is the richest conference in all of college football. So they're willing to go perhaps affect those riches in something that's benefited them quite nicely? Yeah,
I mean, no one says they're against NIL. You hear the coach speak all the time, Matt. You know, I'm for the players, but therefore, what they don't like is the tampering and coaches swooping in and stealing players for large sums of money. Now, of course, that doesn't happen, does it, Matt? This is college football. It's the student athlete that matters the most.
That's true. It's student athletes. The school schedule comes first and everything in between. What you don't see from Paul Finebaum is he's still in Destin behind. He's just wearing his board shorts, but he uppers it up. Paul, talk soon, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.